Hello, my fellow riders. My name is Ryan, and today I am going to be doing something a little bit different, but kind of the same. So, tell me if you like it in the comments. Anyway, with that intro out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so basically, we are going to be going over what is skate park etiquette. Most people don't really know. Well, in very basic terms, it's a set of mostly unspoken rules that you are kind of supposed to follow at the skate park, just as a common courtesy. You know, kind of basically like integrity. No one's really enforcing them, but they're things you should do. So, the first one is the first one is Sorry. So the first one is, when you take a line at the skate park, don't just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Take a line across the skate park, hit a few ramps, then come back to the quarter that you started at, and then go out of the quarter and wait on the deck of the quarter or wherever people wait at your skate park to take more lines. That's gonna make it so that you're not going back and forth and that everyone gets a turn to ride without being, well, snaked. Snaked is just kind of when you cut someone off or run into them. Not a fun time. So basically, and that segues straight into number 2. So for the second thing, there is almost always a sequence in which riders or skaters or whatever or whoever goes at the skate park, say me, my friend, and a few other random people are there. Let's say one other random person is there. So say they'll go first, then my friend will go, then I'll go. And then so basically he'll go, he'll take a line, he'll come back, then my friend will go, he'll take a line, he'll come back, and then I'll do the same thing. And that just goes over and over again until one of you leaves, or until one of you goes to ride something else, or until something breaks that chain. So, yeah, or at the very least, if you aren't aware of the sequence, try and kind of figure it out. If there isn't one, then at the very least, just kind of be aware of what's happening and and look for people that look like they're about to drop in. And if you just took a line and there's someone else about to go, let them go and don't be selfish and take it for yourself. It just makes it a more enjoyable place to be, and an easier, less frustrating place to be at that as well. So on to number 3. The third is, don't leave your trash all over the ground at the skate park. When I say this, I mean, like, if you drink, eat, or do some form of activity that produces trash, don't just leave it on the ground. Make it so that, here's the thing, most skate parks have at least one trash can. A lot of them actually have multiple. Mine personally has, I think, 3. So if I don't throw my stuff away, that's kind of terrible, because that just means I'm being incredibly lazy, and it's very disrespectful to the park and makes it a worse place to hang out for long periods of time. Makes it look very dirty and run down, which personally, we're trying to invite as many people into that skate park as we can that are actually going to progress the sport. So having it look like a dump isn't going to be helpful for that. So with that done, we'll go on to number 4. So for this one, it's not really a rule. It's not really a main one, but at least to me, I find it very, demotivating to when you're riding and there's a couple people that are just sitting on their phones for ages, that just came there to be on their phone. I find that kind of dumb. Why leave your house just to go to the skate park and then sit on your phone? There's no point to me. I mean, unless they're watching like a tutorial, which most of the time they aren't, or if they're on the phone or something, I understand that. But don't just sit there scrolling through Instagram for an hour and a half when you're at the skate park. Save that for when you get home and ride while you're there. Or even if you don't feel like riding or there's too many people to, converse with some of your friends or make a friend while you're there, maybe. I don't know. It's not exactly hard to not be on your phone while you're in the skate park. There's plenty of other things to do. So, number 5 is very simple, but most people don't do it. So, if someone falls and you ask them if they're okay, and they say no, what's your first reaction? Most of the time, at least for me, I get a little bit worried because okay to me, not okay to me, means that they have some form of broken bones, sprained ankle, sprained wrist, they hit their head pretty hard, or something that means that they need medical attention, or at least a long break and that they might have to not ride for a few days. That's when you say that you're not okay in those scenarios. But if you just get a few scrapes and bruises and you're just in a bit of pain and someone asks you if you're okay, don't say no, because as long as if you do not need, if your injury isn't serious, then then say you're fine and get back up, or get back up and move out of the way and take a second. But seriously, this one worries most people out, and sometimes that worry can kind of screw up a person's session, it just isn't a good time. So for the last one, isn't as much of a rule, but is also very important. So keep in mind, don't just be respectful. Don't go around cursing at everyone. If you do that, I personally don't see the point. If someone's being mean to you, you have fair game to be mean to them back, but try as much as you can to keep your temper in check, because being in a place where there's loads of anger and things and lots of, bad vibes is the best way to explain it, isn't very fun. It makes you tired, it makes you sluggish, makes you not want to do anything. It's just not a good thing to have around. And just never underestimate the power of good vibes, I guess you would call it. But yeah, it just makes it all more comfortable if everyone's being at least fairly respectful and is trying to be nice to each other. Okay, well, that was the last one, so that was the end. I'm gonna do my entire outro sequence now. So that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.